Hello Internet, I am Janoc. I'm on my second account, Darth Balls, and I'm going to run through my Day 1 Territory Battle missions. I will start in Coruscant. I always like to start on the light side. I start with, on this leftmost mission, I use my Queen Amidala team. The Padawan Obi, Master Qui-Gon, and then I throw in Echo and Tech. Is that Echo? Yep, and Tech. And most of the missions that I do and with Darth Balls are full auto. Do a little guided targeting normally, but I've done my best to try and minimize how much time I have to spend doing things on the second account. I always like to target the healers first. Yeah, we're already to 3 stacks, and he's got healing immunity, so we'll just go after the leader. So the next mission, I like to use my Spectre. So it's going to be your Galactic Legend Ahsoka. And then take in General Syndulla, Huyang, Fulcrum, and Padawan Sabine. You can bring in your Ezra. It's really not needed, but it would speed things up. But if you don't have Ezra available, or if you want to use him with another team, again, I always target the healer first. You can see even without Ezra, people were dying pretty quickly. Nice, easy win. So I'll move up to the next one. This is where I use my Galactic Republic, my Jedi Master Kenobi with General Kenobi, Shaak T, Ahsoka Tano, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. And this is another full auto team. As always, target the healer first. It's mainly just targeting the healer mainly just speeds things up because it keeps them from doing revives. Like that. Yeah, at least there's no taunters here to get stuck behind. I like to kill off the clone commander. Feel like he limits everyone's speed. I think it's supposed to not work if you've got a Galactic Legend on the board, but I still feel like he is able to knock everyone's speed down, so I just like to take him out next. And then for the final ground mission, the Mace Windu Kit Fisto team, I like to use my KBeq and then Depa Boba and Temple Guard. This is the same team I use on my other account. It's a full auto team. I do like to target the medic, but you don't really have to. One of the nice things about this team is Depa prevents revive, so even if you don't kill the medic off first, which is actually pretty unlikely because it's fairly tanky and fairly thick with all that protection up, but yeah, we'll take off the target reticle. Let them target whoever they want. But the medic back there won't be able to revive anyone. So Depa's kit prevents revives, which is one of the reasons why I include her on this team. So it kind of changes the need to target the healer first. Healing can still be annoying, but it's not mandatory to take the healer out first with this team. Now, in the second wave, I do like to go after Jedi Knight Anakin first, if possible. The Royal Guards will automatically taunt when he gets down into the yellow, so odds are good that you won't actually be able to kill him off. But yeah, with some AEs, you can probably get around to killing him. Then sometimes you lose Mace. It's not really that big of a deal. And so we will do the fleet mission. And on this account I do have my Profundity. Or I should say on this account I have my Executor, so I don't have to use my Profundity in the middle, which means I have them available here. So you're going to use Hans Millennium Falcon, RebelY Wing, Rogue One. I did put Phantom into operations, so normally I would use Phantom there, but we'll take in Ghost. Probably end up bringing Cassian in if I get to that point. Now this is a full auto team, but I am going to play it out at least until we bring in Rogue One, just because I like to make sure they bring in Rogue One first. Most of the time the AI does that, but if it doesn't, I don't know, things are weird if you don't get Rogue One, and once you have Rogue One in, it's pretty much a sure victory. So alright, so we're just going to bring in Rogue One, and then we're going to put it on full auto. Alright, so that finishes off Coruscant. So we'll now move over to Corellia. Start here in the middle, and this is the same team I use on both accounts here, which is my Grand Moff Tarkin with the Dark Side clones. And I target TIE Fighter pilot first, put it on auto. After he's dead, we'll go after Scout Trooper. And after he's dead, we'll go over to the Recon Trooper. And when he's dead, we'll go over to the Commander, who's the healer, and finish up with the tank. Second wave, we'll do the same thing. Go after TIE Fighter pilot. And when he's dead, we'll go to Scout Trooper. And when Scout Trooper's dead, we'll move to Recon Trooper. And then we'll go to an Imperial Officer. And then move to the healer and finish up with the tank. Going to do the Jabba mission next, and with the full Hutt Cartel team, this is a really easy full auto. So Boba, Krrs, Boushh, and Skiff Guard Lando. And you just put it on full auto. You don't even have to do any guided targeting. If you want to be a little efficient, you can kind of take control at the end and keep him from doing his ultimate. That way you've got it for the next round. Oh, got lucky and actually killed him. This way he can do his ultimate right off the rip. Doesn't matter who you kill, though. Young Lando is the only person in the second wave that is any danger, but it doesn't matter if you target anyone or not. You're going to storm through the second wave just like you did the first. That finishes the Jabba mission. So we will move up to the Aphra mission. This is where I use my Ray team, and this is the only one that fairly often I will end up taking control, simply because the AI isn't really all that smart, and it will lifeblood her to death, and if Ray dies, then the whole team goes away. So I'll let it start on auto, but once she gets down to half health, just like all the rest of the things, I'm going to target TIE Fighter Pilot, but yeah, she does one lifeblood, and then she'll do another lifeblood and get herself down to about half health. And at this point, I'm going to take off, because if you don't, she's going to keep lifeblooding, and she's going to get down to the yellow. And at this point, she needs to trade off between doing basics and lifebloods to keep her health up. So could go into ultimate, but I don't really need to, so I'm just going to do a basic there, do some damage. And you want to save J Training Race third ability for if there's a taunt up that you need to get out from. No one's hurt. We all have bonus protection, so we're just going to do another basic to increase her health. And you can see her health is now up to maybe like 60, 70%. I'll go after the healer. I'm not positive that's high enough, so I'm just going to go do another basic to get some more healing. And now she's definitely above the 60% threshold, so if I do another lifeblood, which I'll do now, put it on J Train Ray, now she's definitely below the threshold, so she should have a whirlwind, a saber throw available. And I don't need that this wave, so I'm just going to save that, bank it going into next wave. And we'll just finish killing off these people. Looks like I'm going to save BB-8's third ability. Save all these specials. Better heal up a little bit more, and then we'll do a lifeblood. Get some more of that stacking. We'll put it on Ben. Alright, so we're going to the next round. We've got her saber throw, we've got the ultimate, got all the fun things. So there is no TIE Fighter pilot, so we'll just go after Scout Trooper first. Do the saber throw. Now I'll go after Recon Trooper, because he's the next biggest damage dealer. And we'll just go into ultimate. go after Imperial Officer. And her health should be high enough so that when she does a lifeblood again, that will get her a saber throw. Kill off the officer, then we're going to go after the Stormtrooper Commander. Hop into ultimate. Honestly, I'm just going to put on auto at this point. Nothing can really go wrong. Their damage dealers are dead. And now everyone's dead. So we'll go ahead and do the fleet mission. Houndstooth and Punishing One is going to be your starting lineup. I'll bring in Razor Crest, but I will probably not use it. I normally bring in Xanadu as my first reinforcement, and then either IG-2000 or Slave One as my second. We'll go after the Imperial TIE Bomber first. Go ahead and get a... They have enough turn meter. I do like to use his taunt right off the bat. Punishing One. I'm going to just do the mass assist here, because Punishing One is going to force taunt right here when he does his special. Alright, and we will... I really want to bring in the extra person, but I really want to get taunt back up on my Houndstooth, so... They are just really doing a good job of getting rid of that taunt. Not happy about that. Alright, well, we'll bring in Xanadu. Gonna go after TIE Advanced. Get our taunt back up. Now that TIE Bomber's gone, at least they won't have quite as many ways to get rid of my taunt. Especially if I can kill off... If I can kill off TIE Advanced, because he can still dispel that taunt. And now they've got the locked target lock and the locked breach, which means Houndstooth can no longer lose taunt, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and bring in Slave One. Since they have the lock debuffs, he can drop his bomb. So let's go ahead and start laying waste to people. Kill off their TIE fighter. I think we'll kill off this outright. Well, we've got the mass assist. We'll go after TIE Interceptor with the mass assist. Alright. And we'll just finish off the Reaper here. Yeah, I guess we'll bring in IG-2000, let him finish it off. And we've got the special mission to finish up here. This is where you use your Leia team. Leia with R2 and Drogan is a pretty solid full auto. Still do guided targeting, so it's going to be TIE Fighter Pilot first, followed by Scout Trooper. I do actually like to take it off just to make sure, because sometimes he'll give this first one to someone else. I want to make sure you give it to Leia. She takes the most turns. Then I'm going to put it back on full auto. And try and get the target over here onto Scout Trooper. There we go. And then Recon Trooper is the other damage dealer left on the field. And then just finish off Commander. Second wave, use straight on Veers. Everything on Veers. He's the only real threat on the field. I mean, you still want to get rid of TIE Fighter Pilot, but Veers is much more important. So after Veers is dead, come on. Now, we shouldn't be stuck behind that taunt, because Leia used her third ability. There we go. So we should be able to go right after Veers, even though there's a taunt there. We're rebels, so we don't have to deal with that. So now we'll go after TIE Fighter Pilot. And then Stark. And Stark isn't really so much dangerous other than he can give people those offensive buffs up. But once Veers and TIE Fighter Pilot are dead, it's not really that dangerous if he gives those buffs out, but still best to get him out. Alright, so there's some get 3 for the guild. Move over to Mustafar to finish things up. I always start with the Lord Vader mission just because it's a single tune and it's such a guaranteed win on full auto. I'm not sure if I've heard of anyone losing this, but I think you'd almost have to go in without having any mods on at all. And second wave, you just have to wait until you get to ultimate, basically. There we go. Nice simple win. Now in this bottom left mission, on both accounts I like to use my Inquisitors, but on my main account I do not use Merrick because I saved Merrick for my Balin team. On this account I don't use my Balin team in this, so I'm going to use Reva, Grand Inquisitor, 7th, 5th, and Merrick. And it's a full auto whether you have 8th or Merrick in there, but it's definitely easier with Merrick. But on both accounts you just want to target Droideka, and then you can put it in auto. But Merrick's a beast by himself, but then he pumps up the other Inquisitors too, so this is already an easy win without Merrick in the mix. With him in the mix, it's ridiculous. Yeah, boy, that was a nail biter. We almost lost it. Let's see, so for this next mission, this kind of top center one, I used my Great Mothers. So, Great Mother, and then Merrin, Night Trooper, Dark Trooper Peridia, and Morgan. And all you need to do is doom Droideca and then bless Morgan. And you can put it on auto. You do want to take it off auto right before the second wave, because you want to make sure that Morgan gets blessed again in the second wave. So all this is full auto, but you still want to take it off auto just so you can control the beginning of wave 2. So right at the end of wave 1. So I'll just go and take it off auto now, and we'll just finish this out with basics. Okay. That way I can... You don't have a choice, you have to doom Brute because you can't target anyone else. But then you just want to make sure that you bless Morgan again. And then you can put it on full auto. And we'll move to the final ground mission. I like to use my Imperial Remnant here with Omicron Enoch. It's a really, really strong team. So it's Enoch, Scout Trooper, Moff Gideon, and Death Trooper. And kind of the same as everything else, you're just targeting Droideca and then put it on full auto. If you can get back to Droideca before they do anything silly, that's best, but I do a little more guided targeting with this team than some of the other ones, but it's probably not necessary. The second wave will go after, yeah, we have to go after this guy, but I really want to try and get out Watt. He just does so much dumb stuff. His revives and his tech. He's trying to get back to Watt so he can't do his revive shenanigans. Alright. And now let's go ahead and go after the droid Deca there. Pretty safe, easy run. So we will finish up again with the fleet battle. Same as on the main account. It's going to be TIE Advanced. I'm going to grab the Mark 6 first because that is the ship which makes this run actually work. So then you got TIE Advanced, TIE Defender, TIE Interceptor, Emperor Shuttle, and then Gauntlet's nice. You could make an argument for any of those, whether an extra tank. Gauntlet's nice because it's a potential heal and I think it's a dispel, but it's at the very least it's a heal. So they're going to go after your Mark 6, which is exactly why you brought it. You're going to use your special to ability block Sunfac. Use your special here, so it gets marked throughout the AE. Your Mark 6 needs to do a basic to get 10 more stacks. You could make an argument for healing up Scythe right now. I don't like them being out of protection. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to heal up Scythe. You need to make sure that Scythe stays alive. These buzz droids are going to start doing some damage, but alright, now we'll get rid of those buffs and give us some stacks of formation. He's just going to do a base to get 10 more stacks. I want to call in TIE Defender. Very important. First reinforcement. We're going to come over here. Oh, we can't. Alright, well, we'll do the stun here on Sunfac then. Normally you do that on High Unabomber, but High Unabomber wasn't taunting, so I couldn't. Oof. That one-shotting TIE Defender never happens. That could be the death knell for this run. We'll see. Let's see, he's above 10 stacks, so we're going to go ahead and do the middle ability and call TIE Advanced. Going to heal up TIE Advanced here because they're starting to get kind of low. I'll do the middle ability to get more stacks of formation. Do the mine buff to get some offense going. I'm going to try and kill off the hyena here before we get too much further. We're under 10 stacks, so we can do a basic and get 10 more. Do a basic. Gonna heal up myself. Really don't want him to die, but do I do the middle? No, I'm just gonna do a basic here. Alright, so we're going to go after the true one. There's no buffs to steal, so we're just going to do a basic. Going to bring in tie and interceptor to get rid of those buzz droids. Do the AE. Put all the debuffs on that team. Probably should have done a basic with that. That was probably a mistake, actually. We're going to heal up tie advanced. They got 2 stacks over here and 3, so we're going to get some formation out of this. We'll go ahead and do that. Alright, the counterattack actually gave us the 10 stacks we needed. That's good. I'm going to use Vader over here since he's our big hit. Puts him in invis, but at least does some damage, and then the rest of the people can go after these buzz droids here. He's still slow, so I'm going to leave him alone. I'll go after this guy over here who's target locked. No one really needs the heal right this second, so I'm going to keep that in my back pocket. Can't target him, so we'll go after just one of these other guys. Under 10 stacks, so just do a base to get 10 more stacks. He's down a little bit, so we're going to use the heal now on Vader. We'll use the ultimate. Get some damage out there. And everyone's dead except him. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a basic and a basic and a basic, and that should win it. Alright. So that's perfect waves on both accounts. That doesn't happen too often. Normally something weird happens and I'll drop a wave here or there, but it makes me happy. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and come back tomorrow when we'll be doing our Day 2 combat missions. Thank you for watching.